Hello and welcome to Wikipedia Weekly Network, here where me and Albin Larsson are editing Wikidata live. Hello, Albin. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great. Had a lovely day outside today, although it was raining. How are you, Jan?
I had a good day as well. No rain, but a lot of fog here. So it's been
Right.
like misty all day. So yeah, damp and wet. Yeah, but otherwise it's been quite good. And today we're having a theme because it's the 5-year anniversary of the signage of the Paris Agreement. So we're gonna look a little bit into the Paris Agreement and the things around it. And it's also a theme month for editing the entire December, Women in Climate Change. And if you go, this is the title on Meta, but this is also the short link Q capital FL on WWiki, our short link system. And that is about, like women in climate change. There are a couple of lists and suggestions. I think there's over 400 names on there, so there's lots to choose from. But of course, if there's someone else you want to edit about, feel free. Yeah. What are you gonna try to edit on today?
I was thinking the item for the Paris Agreement itself.
Mm-hmm.
I have looked at it just briefly and noticed that it's in need of some love. So we're gonna do that. See what we can improve.
All right, great. There are a lot of things that are in need of love on Wikidata. So
Yes.
yeah. I'm sort of thinking I'm starting a little bit in the same end, but I'm not actually going to edit that specific item. So I'm going to focus on some of the people involved. So I'll try to share my screen here. So this is already to way scroll down here. This is the item for the Paris Agreement. And this is part of the treaty called the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, which is this item. And I read a little bit in this article, and I noticed that Patricia Espinosa, she's the executive secretary of the Secretariat for the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. And this is not captured yet in Wikidata. So that's where I'm going to try to start. And to do that, I want to end up adding in the list here of position held that she's the executive secretary. But that item doesn't exist yet, so we'll need to create it. And also, there's a little bit of a trick, because this is the treaty. And you're not really the chief executive of the treaty, but as it explains so well in this Wikipedia article, if I can go up, there's a section here on the Secretariat. So this is the Secretariat on the actual, for the treaty. So that's a separate item. So we're going to have 3 kinds of items here that we're going to connect today. And I already searched a little bit what is in there, and I couldn't find it. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new item. And I'm going to start. And I was looking here also. So I'm going to name it like this, because that seems to be what they're actually calling it. And this is the entity overseeing the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. So I'll copy it there. So that's a good start. So that's going to be one of the items that we will be needing. We want to add some things on here. I'm not really sure about the legal status, what this actually is. I think we could go with an instance of a secretariat.
Yeah.
Secretary. Yeah, good to spell. There. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I want to show you the entire sort of thing. But I'm going to go with at least the official website, which is this one. And I'm going to connect it to the treaty as well. So start with this. It's going to complain about the language. So these links go to the English version. So now over here, we do have, no, it's so, of course, because this is new. So I'm going to add the, I think authority is a good start at least. Authority, there we have it. And I'll copy this queue number into here. So now we sort of have a connection between these.
Between the framework and the secretariat.
Yeah. And there was already a connection between the Paris Agreement and the framework.
Yeah.
And now I want to also add on here who's heading it. But we cannot do it yet because we haven't created it. So let's bring up another new item here. And we're going to call this, I'm pretty sure it's the Executive Secretary. Yes. I'm thinking that it's been, they're writing it like this. So I'm going to write it like that as well. Secretariat. Do they have a nice? No, they don't. So I'm just going to call it nope, that's like this. Why instance and not subclass? So for the secretariat, that's an actual instance. That's going to be one legal body with one legal identifier of some sort. So this is not a subclass. This is this specific one. Yeah. And it's going to have a start date and an end date as well. And I think we could probably add that from here, because I think that's a good way to get in a source. The secretariat was created in 1992. So we'll copy it here. We'll call that inception. 1992. And a reference. And the retrieve date. And this little gadget fills it in automatically. Very nice. And then just create this one. And now this is also going to be, so instance, and now I'm not sure if there's like a general executive secretaries. There are other executive secretaries. Let's look at them. See how they are looking. Instance of position. Let's bring up another one. Instance of position. Nothing. Instance of position. So that seems to be the common one. Yeah, let's go with that then. Yeah, it should be that one. And now we can add over here. Now I don't remember the name in English here. So this
What would
be
the Swedish one be?
No, I don't remember that either. So this would be the property for the position who's running this organization. Is it leader? Office held by the head. Yes, this is one. What about?
Right.
Thank you, autocomplete. So now we're connecting these two together. And now it's going to complain here somewhere. This.
Right.
Ah, nice. Of course, organization directed. So we'll copy this and go back here. I love these little.
Yeah, they are really helpful.
So now we have a double connection over here. And of course, both of these items can be made much richer and deeper. But now I'm going to come to the thing that I wanted to do. So now I want to add here on Patricia Espinosa that she actually has this position right now. So I'm going to add a value here. And I'll copy this QID into Patricia. And let's see if we have some start dates over here. I think she started in 2016. Took the office 18 July 2016. That was quite precise. So we'll add the start date here. No, start. Was it 18?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, great. And then we'll add a source here, since we had one. A reference URL. And the start, no, retrieve date. That's the basic here. And now I want to go ahead and also add the previous one. So Christiana Figueres, 2010 to 2016. So we're going to add it. So I'm going to open this one up. Go to the Wikidata item. You can find it down here, but you can also have a keyboard shortcut. I think it's Control G. Maybe. No, it's not Control G. All right.
That would be very handy.
I think there is one, but I'm misremembering it.
That one I need to look up. It would
Yeah.
be super useful.
And let's see. Oh, she doesn't even have any positions held yet. So she has occupations and awards and stuff. Field work. Yep. So we'll add one new, totally new here. And this is this one as well. We'll add a qualifier here. Start time 2010. We didn't have any better reference for or more precise value. We're not really sure when the end time was, but we know it's not later than 18th of July. Can we assume 2016, the year?
I assume we could assume the year.
Yeah, well, let's assume 2016 at least. No reference for that right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a third one, and I think I'm going to end with a third. So we'll go with Ivo de Boer. We had the 2006 to 2010 here. That's what I'm going to do today. So
Right.
to this Wikidata item. Already on the watch list, focus list for the Wiki project climate change. That's nice. And we'll add the position here. Add qualifier start. 2006. End 2010. And let's publish that for now there. And now here comes the sweet little trick, the actual thing that I wanted to show for you today, because I don't think we have shown it yet in this. It's now, since we added this on 3 different items, this position, we can go to this position item, and on the discussion page, we can add a template. And the template I want to add is called position. Let's go position held. And then I think it's item, and you add this, if my memory serves me well.
Right.
Oh, and we also got from that here. Alt Shift G is the one.
Right.
So that's good. Let's see if this works out, if I missed something. Always good showing preview. So I didn't even get the
template right.
Is it? No, I'm history. Nah. Right. Let's go check on an item where it's actually used. Yeah. So I'm going to go to.
You can search for the templates as well. I think they autocomplete the template names as well.
You think? Let's see. I know it's used over here.
Right.
On the discussion page, but now I reveal it, how it actually looks. Let's see what it's called. Position holder history. All right, I was close. But unfortunately, not autocomplete in the.
Right.
So let's see what result this gives. ID, not item. All right, so I didn't have anything to work with. All right, so we see it works. It brings up something. So I'm gonna save this, publish.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna say, refresh this now.
Right.
So here it actually pulls in from all the persons. And it also gives me some warnings here that like, oh, this bad date precision over here. There's some missing fields, and you can all go down there and see what is it. Oh, it should be replaces and replaced by. And it should be an end time here, which might overlap. Of course, good warning.
Right.
And also we don't have the inception date on the actual position. So this is a handy little way for when you have a position where you will have a line of successors, like it's just one person on the role at a time. And it can give you very nice, because sometimes you copy things from a Wikipedia article or from a source and you just mistype it, and it's very hard to find it. But when you have this thing, it helps you to get an overview, and these red little things gives you the warning that you need, really. So let's see if I can resolve some of these while we're at it. So it's so you want to have the replaces at least. So we'll go back to so Ivo de Boer, he was replaced by someone here. Oh, I have to reload. There we have it. And the edit button. Replaced by Christiana. Publish that. That's going to resolve one. And then we want to add on Christiana that she both replaced replaces Ivo. Yes, and also was replaced by Patricia. And we'll publish that. And finally, we'll go to Patricia and said that she replaces here. So publish. Go back to this one. So this refreshes every day, but for now, I'm going to do it manually. And hopefully a few of these red things will disappear now. Yes. So now we only have did I not just? Oh, yes, I did. So it just didn't get it. But it's the date precision here, and we're missing the inception, which are the important one. And I need to dig a little bit more to find that out. So that's going to be for outside of this show. But at least now we added this very important role to 2 women and 1 man, and we created the role and the organization that oversees the treaty. Of course, there's a lot more to do, but that's
there usually is in Wikidata.
Yeah, that's the tiny climate action from my side today. So with that, I'll hand it over to you, Albin.
So here we go. And I was thinking, that we're going to work a little bit on the item for the Paris Agreement itself. As Jan has already showed you, he has actually been working on this item here among authors. The United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, which is a part of, which the Paris Agreement is a part of. We got an image, which is actually the various countries that have signed it. But interestingly enough, one of the first things that sticks out on these items is the various countries that have signed it. I think there are a total of 188 actors today that have signed it. But this is not 188, and I did not intend to do 188 here today. That would be very boring actually, because I need to do it manually. But I was at least gonna try to do some like the best practice for them, and show how we could easily improve upon it. So adding things like the date when they signed it and so on, and the source. So I have this very official source here. I think this is actually the best one. This is the United Nations own treaty collection, and they have this long list of when it was signed, by whom, and when they approved it in their laws. So let's see, what was the first one? China. Let's see. China, that would be 22nd April 2006, which is actually true for most of them. So let's edit this one. Point in time. Oh, already ends up here. And you can just copy paste dates this way. I noticed Jan didn't do it, but it usually deals with most formats, which is super handy. So I think that's it for now. Let's do a reference as well. This can be this one. And I actually want to retrieve this today. And I also want to send this to the Wayback Machine, so that in case it disappears one day, we still have it around. Let's see, save page now here. Let's see if this is a good day for the Internet Archive. I just want to save it as it is.
Yes, they signed at different times. So most of them signed at the 22nd of April, but then a few of them got later. And then, of course, the ratification was very different.
Yeah. I would even imagine that we will see countries and organizations sign it in the future as well. I imagine the United States need to sign it again. And here we got the archive link, which is great. Archive URL. I'm gonna go with it like that. And here's the publish button. And now you can see I have a little bit of a handy gadget here that allows me to copy the reference, which in Wikidata is, you can add this type of thing under references, gadgets, and in this case, it would be one of this with a blue box. Duplicate references. That's it. But I actually wanted to look for another things here, because a lot of them has been signing it on the 22nd of April. I would really like if there was something to copy the qualifiers. I was actually gonna look for that. Because that would be very handy today.
I don't think I've seen that. No. But you're right.
No.
That will also be very handy.
Yes.
You can just search for qualifier perhaps on the page.
Yes. No.
No. A
Right.
wish list.
And then great. I have vacation, so that might be something to tackle. But let's do a couple of Orchard ones. I need to reload this, it seems like. So we got a reference there. Let's see if Russia did the same date. I can use search here again. Russian Federation, yes, they did the same date. Copy paste it anyway. Edit it, add qualifier, point in time. Something like that. And I want to copy this one. And I want to insert reference. You see it in action here.
It doesn't work because that tool doesn't know it exists yet.
Right. Oh, but it should actually, okay. Let's try it here. And there it goes.
Yes.
So that's my way of doing it. So one could essentially do this for all of them. To at least have this at the existing ones. However, there are probably a lot of fun you would need to add as well. And yes, that was the duplicate references gadget. Oh, actually, that's maybe the next thing we should do on this item. We should have a look at the potential issues here. So, depositor, the 2016 Nation Secretary General selection. What is this exactly? Applies to jurisdiction, United Nations. Okay. Let's see here. And it complains over exactly what should be instances of position or origin. Currently isn't. Okay. Is that really an issue here? What is this an instance of? Election? It's a subclass of an election. Okay. Can you actually have an election here?
No, selection.
Selection.
Yes.
Yeah, but this doesn't work out. This one is a selection, but it's an instance of an election.
All right. Yes.
And I can't imagine this actually being Rotterdam Convention. But it has something similar here. Let's see if this one has the same. Yeah, but here's it.
Better.
It's a person. That's a better one.
Yeah.
And who is then responsible for this?
I think the depositor is actually wrong on the Paris Agreement.
Yeah, but I imagine there could still be a value for it.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Office contest. Would this be it actually?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yes. So the United Nations Secretary General would be it. Gonna edit that. Publish. Okay. Facet of climate change. I'm just continuing here. Facet of climate change. That seems a little odd.
Yes,
Is this
it's a
an
little bit broad.
Yeah. An aspect is the Paris Agreement aspect of. I think it's more caused by climate change.
Mm-hmm.
I would leave this because it's not wrong. It's slightly odd, but I will add caused by, because I think that will make it more findable.
Yeah. I also found a new property I didn't know before. Oh, I think it has cause in English. Yes, that's the one you want. I
Yes.
also find the property ratified by,
Oh,
which was in the date for the ratifications was in the same source you used before.
right. Let's add it to this one and then here.
I'm not sure if it should be a new main property, perhaps, because it's ratified by, not ratified date.
Yes. Let's make an example of that. Add statement. That's not how you spell it. I'm gonna sheet and take it from the scroll title here. And there we go. Send that. Can I copy the entire statement? No.
Oh, but you could, I guess.
No, not to a different property.
No, but because it's a different, move claim, you can copy, but it's going to have a different value on the date, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see, actually. Point in time. Let's go back to this source here. It happened rather quickly. 3rd September 2016. I'm gonna clean up my tabs here. And it picks it up. Great. I'm gonna publish that. And I want to. I actually have the same reference already. That's not it. Where did it end up? Here. Oh, I need to reload it because it's a new one. A little bit of a jump later. No. Oh, if I reload, I lose my reference. Could that be?
Yes. So I have to click copy again.
Yes. Copy. Let's go down here. Insert. Oh, nice. That's a good one. I wonder if one here could, for example, in Sweden, I imagine we have a Wikidata item for the official document actually implementing it in Swedish law.
Probably.
So I wonder how we would model that.
If we had one. I don't think we do.
You don't think we have an item for it?
No, I don't think we have a law for it.
Not a law, but I imagine we would still have an official document.
Yeah, we might have a strategy or something.
Yeah. Because I think everyone who have signed it is forced to have an implementation plan, so to say.
Yeah. That's true. And I think that was also one of the things, because today was the 5-year anniversary, so there was a lot of events, and I think that today was also the last day one could submit the plan for what every nation were gonna do.
Yeah. Actually, let's see. I did a search for the Paris Agreement in Swedish over all of Wikidata, and I see a couple of documents. I wonder if those are connected. Otherwise, we could do that. So this would be the Paris Agreement in upcoming trade agreements. And it's a written question between two politicians. So I wonder if this has something like a main subject or something like that. Applies to jurisdiction. It's not. It's a question, but okay. Full work. No, it doesn't have a main subject. Great. I think we can actually claim that that would be Paris Agreement.
Oh, here's a good one caution as well. Make sure we're keeping track of the agreement and the treaty. So it's a general. I'm not sure if it's. We have fixed it or done it yet, but yeah.
Let me check. I'm just gonna add a main subject here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice way of connecting. I think one could go ahead and connect more of this. Also, I happen to know that in a lot of these documents that we have in Wikidata, from this source, actually, if one goes to the source, you will see in the text instead it says the Paris Agreement, because this just picks up the title. So one could find a lot more related motions and so on by searching in the source. But I'm gonna double check that question. Be careful about making the Paris Agreement the treaty and not turning it into the event. Yes, that's a very valid point. I have actually seen. So, for example, we have a couple of one which is a little odd. For example, the location says Paris. I don't think anyone has actually signed it in Paris. It's named after it, but I don't think it was signed there. I think it was actually signed in New York City. However, that would require some digging, so I won't go into it, but it's very much a concern, yes. Let's see what more we can have. That's a very nice property. It's already on the focus list for Wikipedia climate change. I wonder, so we have added ones claiming that it has to cause climate change. Isn't that the other way around when I'm thinking of it now? Now I need to double check. Cause, yeah.
I think that's correct. So the other one is causes in English.
Right, causes. And that we're 5 years in. I wonder if we could have any direct causes.
Yes, probably.
So that would be something nice to have. Kind of try to track them. I wonder what comes to mind directly. So among other things, we would maybe have an item for the European budget that was agreed just a couple of days ago, I believe.
I think you're optimistic if you think we have an item.
I'm thinking the same.
Should have, yes.
I wonder what we could actually have. I don't feel like creating an entirely new item here.
No.
What if we go to the Wikipedia article and have a quick read through? It got a lot of them. Because it would be good to just have a couple of examples of the type of statements one could have at the property, so Orchard can easily go there and add even more. Implementation. Could that be it? Yes, something we could also is adding the goals of the treaty. Let's see if we can get back to that. Because we got a property for goals. Let's see. Implementation. Maybe we... yes. Let's see. Global Pact for the Environment. Targeted. Let's see. Here's an author framework. It is an old one. Yeah, of course, the United States withdrawal would kind of be caused by it, but it was actually not really what I was looking for. But I want to check the Wikidata engine for this. Because this one is not connected to the Paris Agreement.
Oh. So that should be, I guess, at least on the Paris Agreement.
Yeah, let's start on that one.
I guess signatory USA, we would have an end date, perhaps. Should it be started at end date instead of point in times? No, they signed it a specific date. So
yeah, there isn't.
Maybe that's on ratification then. But that's also date, point in time when it's ratified.
Yeah, because it's event.
Oh yes, and we'll be rejoining soon. Yeah, so it's going to be tricky here. Oh, here someone made some digging here. Larissa found the proposition from the Swedish government, and which is the actual. So you were right.
Yes.
We had it into the parliament there.
Great. Let's do causes here. Oh, has effect. It's called nowadays. This is a bit of an effect. It wouldn't be possible without the Paris Agreement to begin with. So I'm gonna add that. Let's see, it complains. And I also want to have a value for that Orchard 1, which was, let's see, Q98 12 10 26. Yes, proposition in the Riksdag 2006.
Yeah, we don't have an English title for it yet.
No.
Or label.
But I just gonna double check it. Yes. Great. And that's it, but I also want to link the United States withdrawal from the Paris Agreement to the Paris Agreement. What could we use here? Oh, it's actually a facet of Paris Agreement. Yes, that's actually a very good one. So it's already linked. I just missed it. Let's go back to the Paris Agreement then. I said something else. I said goals. Let's see.
So there's, of course, an item for the Sustainable Development Goals, but I'm not sure if they are directly from the Paris Agreement or if there's one thing in between there.
I don't think they are, but I wonder, they are a little more model if I remember correctly. So maybe they have the goals defined themselves, because I think one of them is similar. It has the same degrees that we need to keep within.
Yeah, so I just looked at them, and they link to the United Nations Development Program as an operator. So I think that's what has been delegated through but I think you could say they are has effect is correct, because not directly it's not immediately causing it, but it's because of that.
Right. So we got this objective of project or action as well, which I have been thinking of.
Yes.
But I wonder what we should target with this one. So if I remember correctly, and I don't, so I'm looking at the Wikipedia article, but there are a couple of like main points at least. Let's see here. Aims. Holding the increase in the global average temperature to well below 2 degrees Celsius. To adapt to the climate change and foster climate resilience. That could be one at least.
There's items for both climate change mitigation and climate change adaptation.
Right. Let's see if this is one of them. This is climate resilience. Is that the third one?
Yeah, because since what's mentioned there explicitly, I think we could add it as a third one.
Yes, let's do that. And I can't add a new value without... No. Okay. And we also had climate
change adaptation.
Adaptation to global warming.
Yeah.
Publish. And no, let's see, climate change here. They have a bit of different names here. Climate change
mitigation. There you have it.
There we go. Great. I think that's a really good one to have at this treaty and treaties in general. So we got a bit of a boilerplate here for Orchard. We want to continue going through all the signatories. For example, good luck. I might do something on that myself when I just need to mentally relax.
I guess when the ratified here, since there's only one, it could probably be done with quick statements if someone wanted to.
Yes, but I don't think we can use quick statements because I don't think the source is CC0.
Ah, yes.
So one can only do it manually.
Yes.
But indeed, Orchard-wise...
You might be surprised, because I think some of these UN official documents are in the public domain even.
I tried to figure this out earlier today, and I don't think they are.
All right.
They do not have the same closure, for example, that US or Swedish law has.
No, but they have some others. So I know that I'm not sure about the treaties, but otherwise the resolutions, they are in the public domain. So, but that's something for someone to look at. It might be possible.
Right. Let's see if they have something like not public domain. I'm just hoping. No, nothing that they can easily find. Okay, for an Orchard day. But yes, if it would be public domain, I think actually you could do both of them with quick statements. I think it would be the easier one.
Yeah.
And just remove the quick statements for those who were already there. Or actually, if you want to do the source, remove them here first and then quick statements over it. That's not going to be today. Is there something else we would really like to have on this item? I wonder. Oh.
There was a few suggestions in the chat. Effective date, but I guess that goes on to something else. The main regulatory text. Oh, do we have a link to the actual agreement in here, like the full text?
No. That's a good one. Can we find the full text?
Yes, I think that's published.
We have a Wikisource link even.
Right. And I think that's a document that's available in like 6 or 7 languages also.
Yes. So, yes, here we got it on Wikisource. Should that be a site link?
It should be.
Let's see if it's already there. It's already there.
Nice.
But we also have the full work. Where it is, and I saw in Wikisource we got a link here. Copy link location. I'm just gonna double check that it's alive. Yes, it's alive. And now it wants to have, that's the English one. Of work or name. English. That's a good one. Great. There are 40 languages. Which
and Wiki News. That's cool.
Yes, Russian Wiki News. We also got something on Wikiquote. Is there? Quotes about here. Cool. Audio-wise, I think, yeah, as I said, it's a bit of a boilerplate. Having added things that one can build upon. But I think it's a bit of a better start. As well as a couple of examples of how you link author effects and items to this one. So I'm pretty happy what we have ended up doing. At least for me, I'm adding this to my list of things to do when I'm gonna use Wikidata as meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the items I created as well and give them a little bit more flesh on the bones.
Yeah.
A little bit sparse, but yeah.
Yeah, we continuing to getting suggestions in the chat as number of pages, for example. I imagine it has pages, yes.
Yeah.
It would kind of be interesting if it has a different number of pages in different languages. I imagine that could be the case because often it's not just a translation.
Yes, there's also one official version, the one that's actually got deposited, which contains all of the languages. So
right.
That's the one one could use.
So there would be number of pages and then applies to and various things. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna bookmark the links to the comments as well for myself to continue working on that. But I think that will do it for today.
Yeah. And if you think this has been fun, I want to plug again this ongoing Women in Climate Change theme month. It's not really a competition. You don't win anything, but it's like a coordinated effort to work on the same thing.
Yeah.
And of course, if you think this topic area is interesting in general, also suggest that you join the Wikimedians for Sustainable Development. It's a coordination group, sort of, but it's also a good way to keep track of what's going on in the different parts of the movement doing stuff like this. And with that, I think we're done for today.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and thank you for everyone who watched and helped us out here in the chat. Bye for now.
Bye.